The Outdoor Show. It's the program that puts you into the peaceful and beautiful home of Mother Nature. It moves you back to that calm fishing pond up north, one step away from Lake Michigan, or into your hunting blind on a brisk fall morning. The Outdoor Show. It's a peaceful program. This is not your mother's outdoor show. This is the WHTC Outdoor Show, hosted by a guy who literally has hunting in his name. Tom Middendorp is Dutch for Village in the Maiden, or King's Hunting Ground. Your co-host, sometimes, is Tim Becker of Powderhorn Guns and Archery. It's time for what really happens when the guys go up north on that hunting trip. It's time for the WHTC Outdoor Show, presented by My Firearms ETS. That's MI Firearms ETS on 1450 WHTC, Holland's news leader.
Good morning. Welcome to the Outdoor Show. I'm Tom Middendorp, and we've got Tim Becker here.
Morning.
Yeah, I just had to get a kick out of you looking at your telephone the whole time as we're waiting. What were you looking at? New and updated news, right?
Trying to figure out when the snow is going to start.
And we've got Bob Coles with us from MOA Gunsmithing.
Hey, glad to be here again.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're glad, even though we had to drive through the snow this morning.
Yeah. I'll put it in four-wheel drive. That's no problem.
Well, you know, excuse me, I was thinking about that on the way, how sometimes I'll hear people call in and complain about the guys with four-wheel drives going fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because it gets you traction to go, but there's no advantage to stopping. And some people, because they have the traction to go, they forget there's no advantage to stopping. Mm-hmm. But I'm on the way here, and out in front of me, there's two cars running abreast down the highway. And they're not changing speed. They're both the same speed. And all of a sudden, this vehicle comes flying by me and just gets right up on them. And I'm thinking, there's no advantage to stopping. Yeah. And then I noticed what kind of vehicle it was, and I realized, oh, it's a Jeep thing.
Yeah.
Now all the Jeep owners are upset with me. Don't be upset with me. Be upset with the guy that was driving like crazy this morning.
And I never saw a car on the way here.
Oh, it was busy. When I came in, I couldn't believe how many cars are out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he came before you, so I'm thinking you're just still asleep.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Did you wake up before you came?
I only had a quarter-size hole out the front window coming here.
You're that guy.
Yeah.
No. But no, there was nobody.
And you don't have your hot cocoa?
Oh.
But it's not a good start to the day.
Well, you know where we have to go right after the show then.
I know.
Big B.
But I got to go to the shop. Al, he's
Hot drinks for the outdoorsman. There's a Big B right by your shop.
Huh?
Oh, my goodness. You remember the old Myers. You look at it when you look across. There's businesses in there.
Yeah.
And then go towards Duluth.
Yeah.
There's a Big B right on the corner of that little strip mall right there.
How long has that been there?
Isn't.
It's been there for a while.
No way.
It is not.
I can't believe you guys don't know that.
Have you actually been inside?
I've been there about 6 times already.
Bob?
All depends on what end of town I'm on.
Delusional.
That's right there on Douglas Avenue.
So that's right past the McTowell Bank.
Across from D&W.
Right across from D&W, yeah. That would be
literally right across from the shop.
Literally right across from the shop.
I'm saying no.
So could he see it with like a 12-power scope looking over there?
Well, he could see it if he opened his eyes before noon.
That's true.
Yeah.
If he wasn't looking through that little hole in the windshield, he'd be able to see it as he went by.
Well, they should have bright lights on for me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I might have to stop there then. Yeah, Al is.
Oh, it's right there.
In Texas.
Oh,
Al is in Texas. You got a cover for Al.
Yeah, he texted me last night, and he got a coyote so far.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Saw some hogs last night, and
nice.
I don't know why he didn't shoot those hogs.
Huh.
I know if I went hog hunting, if they walked out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just the coyote.
Just a coyote. But he's only been hunting for an hour and a half. He got there yesterday evening.
Oh, so he's hunting this morning?
Oh, yeah, he'll be out this morning the rest of, probably the next week, hunting hogs.
Hunting hogs.
And we're here in the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, right. Some guys get all the fun.
I know.
Well, he deserves that. He deserves the warm weather down there after covering for you for all these years.
What? I was going to take you.
He
with
deserves
me,
a
but now
break.
I won't.
It's a good thing I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be disappointed.
You'll be surprised one day I show up and say, "Pack your bags, we're leaving." Put the pistol away.
Why? You wouldn't want me to be handgun hunting?
Oh, I don't mind. It's more for you and I than Bob. We're
Yeah,
good to go.
right.
You know. Speaking of handguns, Senate Bill 34 and 35 went to hearings on Tuesday.
Yep.
So that one's happening. Contact your senators and representatives. Make sure that happens. And just going through my stuff here on the computer, constitutional concealed carry bill is in the U.S. House Senate or U.S. Senate.
Talk about that a little bit.
That's the one where it'll allow people. You have a concealed carry in your state. Now you can travel to another state. You can travel through that state with it. You can stay overnight in a hotel with it, and you can have your concealed carry, but it's not like you took up residency in the other state.
Oh,
You know, so that's a good one. That's a pro-gun legislation. We got a caller on the line? No? Okay.
call us back.
Okay, and we got a federal judge ruled that the ban on interstate handgun sales is unconstitutional. You know how you could go to another state and you can buy a rifle
Yep.
Yeah.
and you can take it home with you?
Long gun.
Long gun.
You gotta
Sorry,
talk
long gun. Shotguns,
appropriately.
rifles,
Yep.
long gun. You
Yep.
can buy a long gun. Well, you could never buy the handgun in another state. Well, we have the National Instant Check System. It's nationwide.
Yeah.
And so it was, you can get checked. It's not a bad thing that this has happened. This is a good thing because how often have you been in another state, saw a deal, but you can't have it
Yeah.
Right.
because you can't buy it and you can't transport it home and everything else. So this has been ruled unconstitutional. Now I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next as far as that goes. But that will be really great if you're in another state and
be
you
a
come
great-
across a deal. I mean, what if you visit family and your brother says, "Hey, I don't want this gun from Dad anymore." You can't buy it.
Right.
Yeah. No. And it's unbelievable how many times people have come into the shop, wanted to purchase something, and then I see that they've got a Illinois driver's license
yeah.
or something like that, and hey, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Now, one advantage for people that are out of state, if they want to take advantage of your deals on the web, when they go to your website, you were telling us about this the other day.
We can ship it to an FFL.
Oh yeah.
They can purchase from your website, and
Yep.
it can be shipped over to an FFL that they can pick it up at, right?
Yep.
So that's a good advantage. So
Yeah,
if,
you bet.
somebody sees a good deal here for their brother out of state,
Yep.
and say, hey, pick that
Order
up.
it
They'll ship
there.
it right to you.
Yep.
Now here's my question, and I don't know this because I don't deal a whole lot in person to person sales. Can a non-resident buy a pistol from a resident with the proper licensing or
So
proper
a non-resident comes here to Michigan.
Yeah, or say you go to Wyoming.
So I go to Wyoming and I want to
And-
purchase from a person out in
Yeah,
Wyoming.
your brother has one there. I really don't know.
That's exactly what this is addressing.
Okay. So it's not just on a FFL level.
No.
Okay, so right now you
'Cause-
could not go to Wyoming and purchase a pistol there from a private
That's
party?
my understanding.
Okay, and I honestly
because,
don't know.
Because
I think
how are
it'd
you
have to
going
go
to...
through FFL traffic? So
Okay.
if you went to Wyoming and you wanted to buy a pistol and you're at a shop, you could have them go through an FFL
Yeah,
in
you
Michigan.
could purchase
so you could
it
say,
there, but they would have to ship it here.
Yeah. Yep. You could say, okay, we'll be in contact with FFL paperwork.
Yep.
And then they'd ship it from
Yeah.
FFL to FFL, but
Yep.
you couldn't walk out
The
with
FFL transfer, yeah.
it. Right.
Okay. We got a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good. Who are we speaking to?
Mark.
Mark, how are you?
Mark,
I already asked you how you were doing.
If we hung up on you already, Mark, sorry about that.
No. I was just listening. Question. Let's say, the peanut butter are trying to get our permits, and he got his. See, when I was young, got a felony a long time ago. He had the same thing, but then he called the state police, and he got his permission to purchase handguns and guns at the store, blah blah blah. And is he eligible for getting a CPL, or does he still have to go through the process of getting his record expunged or set aside by the judge first?
Okay. When you look at the concealed pistol license application, which is on the Michigan State Police website, that's michigan.gov/MSP.
Okay.
When you look on there, you're going to have your 3-year and your 8-year charges. There's charges if you ever received them, or convictions, I'm sorry. If you received them, there's an 8-year window and a 3-year window. Now, something that could have been given a sentence of up to a year in prison is something that would take you out of that possibility of getting a concealed pistol license.
Okay.
If you had just one charge, one felony, okay, if you've only got one on your record, there's nothing else, then you can have your one-time life expungement, which you have to go to the judge and you have to go to the court in which it was levied against you. Then you have to get that expunged. Once that's expunged, now you become eligible again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they at the beginning of this year too, Governor Snyder also passed that bill, House Bill 4186, that entitles a person with a felony and no more than 2 misdemeanors to get a second chance and get that expunction set aside. However, the decision, the judgment is up to the judge. At
Yes.
his discretion to give you, to grant you that. However, my record was way over 20 years ago. So is his. So I'm still waiting. I'm filing Tuesday, to get mine cleared up.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about it last night, before we left work, and yeah, it was kind of like, a lot of people that go hunting, you ask these questions and nobody knows nothing. That's like, okay, you would think people with knowledge buying guns would know some knowledge, but,
Well, and that's a tough one when you we're not giving you legal advice. Understand that.
Oh, no. I understand that, but, it's just some helpful stuff that would,
I don't sell the guns. That's what Bob and Tim do. But
Tim sells them. I repair them.
Bob repairs them. Tim sells them. But I do the training, okay? And I had to learn about all these little details because people would continually ask me questions, and I cannot give legal advice as somebody of authority. I don't practice law. I'm not a cop. But I know I had to several times talk to my lawyer and find out some details on how that all works. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure I got a good understanding of it. And then, like you said, the 4186 passed, and that allowed you to purchase, but you still have to have that expungement in order to get the CPL because it has to be taken off your record.
Right, yeah. And a lot of people, too, when they I hear a lot of it, too, where people say, hey, my record's going to be cleared. Well, no, it's not. Just because it's expunged or set aside, it's still in the Ottawa County record.
Yeah.
Right, but there's a ruling.
It's just hidden.
Yeah, there's
in Michigan, it's just taken out the window. So you go to an employer, he can't see it. So
right.
That's what expungement is. It doesn't exactly clear off your record forever. It's there. They just hide it.
Right. It's been set aside, as you said earlier, and
Yep.
it's just not available for normal checks.
Public eye.
Yeah. And there's so many people I know that when they were young, they made a mistake.
Yeah.
They were charged with it. They got convicted of it, and these things happen. But then they, what do you say? Grew up.
Yeah.
And it's or for some folks they never got caught. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't, just because somebody did something bad in the past doesn't mean, depending on what it is, doesn't mean they're a bad person for life.
Mm-hmm.
Right, of course.
And so that's why these laws have been getting put through, or this legislation's been getting put through and then getting signed by the governor and then being put into law. So there's a lot of good going on, even though I know there was a lot of people unhappy about 789, 790. There's been a reintroduction with Senate Bill 3435.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good thing right now, where things are happening that keep our freedoms and keep things rolling.
Yep.
So, well,
it does make sense too when you think about it. When the governor, when he signed it, I'm thinking, like you just mentioned, there's a lot of good people out there that made a mistake that today they wish they hadn't done.
yeah.
But if they go back today and go back now, there's great opportunities for to clear your record, and
Oh, yeah.
But not only that, but it allows you in the future, if you want to buy a gun, I mean, there's tax revenues right there that Michigan's making because of some of the bills that they're allowing to pass.
Well, think about
there's people out there waiting to spend money.
think about a couple things before we go to break.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thanks.
A couple things before we do that. The fact that what he mentioned with getting a job. Once it's set aside, you can get the job. The other thing is every purchase of a firearm puts the excise tax into the Pittman-Robertson Fund, which then when we buy our licenses, we up our numbers so that we can get our money back into the state from those taxes that we paid to buy those firearms, and that gives for our wildlife funds.
Oh, good.
So there's a lot behind what's passed. Now, the public safety is always a top concern, and that's why Governor originally vetoed 789, 790. He had a concern about that, so then they reintroduced 3435, and it's going through Judiciary Committee now. So there's just so many things that go on behind the scenes that we have to keep in mind when we get this when we look at these laws being passed. The Outdoor Show is brought to you by Westernbrook Mower, where they service what they sell. All units are ready to use when they leave the store, and Westernbrook submits your warranty information so you don't have to. Stop into the Holland or the Jennison store, check them out on your computer at westernbrookmower.com, or call them at 616-396-5733. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We'll be back here shortly on The Outdoor Show. Welcome back to the Outdoor Show, brought to you by Lakeshore Tackle and Firearms, your full-service gun dealer, stocking new and used firearms, Glock, Sig Sauer, Ruger, and more. Lakeshore Tackle and Firearms are buyers of all kinds of firearms and located at 6398 Blue Star Highway, just 6 short miles south of Holland at exit 41. Find them on your computer at lakeshoretackleandfirearms.com. We're back, ready to talk with you. Give us a call, 395-1450. Excellent call we got in the first segment.
Very good one.
Yep.
And he put a really good point there too. When we were young, we've done things, and 20 years is a lifetime.
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah, for you. Yeah. It was an excellent question.
Yep.
We're going to have a short segment here because we ran over a little bit, but we wanted to get those answers out there.
Yep.
So when you folks have a question, we try to have answers, and make sure you make that phone call. I was just thinking about all this snow. People really need to get down to Westernbrook and get those snowblowers.
Oh, yeah.
They keep the stuff on hand. They've got snowblowers ready to go, and that's where I go for all my small engine stuff.
Yeah. And
everything.
Yep.
It's a bummer to think, but you're 100% right. Winter's not.
No, it's
not done
over.
yet. Get down there and make it easy.
I hope it's not bad next weekend.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, we'll be outside.
Yeah. Well, we're going to broadcast over there at the Holland Civic Center from 7 to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9:30. We're going to be serving Big B coffee over there. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Which we're going to put to the test today if it's over by the shop or not.
Yep.
Yeah, you better go there. You better go there. It's there. It's right across from D&W. I can't believe you didn't know it's there. There's a whole bunch of listeners going, he's got a shop right there. He doesn't see it. Anyhow, over at the Holland Gun and Knife Show, Bob, you're going to be there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We're gonna have the workshops going on. I'll step back to the 8 to 9:30. We're going to have the coffee. It's free. The coffee and the hot cocoa for people waiting outside the doors to get in.
Include me?
Wow. Yeah, that includes you, Timmy.
Oh, wow.
But you don't know what else I got planned for you. So you better be ready. You better go to bed early Friday night because you have an early start on Saturday.
See, you can. If it involves food, I'm good.
Well, it does. It's breakfast.
Nice. I'm all for it.
Good.
Yep. What about Bob? You not going to invite him?
Hey, Bob, I figured would be there. I didn't have to tell him to go to bed on time.
Oh.
Anyway, the hot coffee, hot cocoa, going to be there from 8 to 9:30. Now the doors open at 9. It only costs $5 to get in, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you buy your NRA membership, buy or renew, we bumped it up. We're going to do buy or renew your NRA membership that morning with us. We're going to cover your entry into the show.
Nice.
So it's
good.
People are going to be able to get in. They get their NRA membership and then they can get into the show.
Yep.
So once you're in the show, though, we're going to have, this is brand new this year, we're going to do 3 separate workshops. We're going to do a coyote workshop with the dog breath calls, Todd
Yep.
Sullivan.
Yep.
Todd Sullivan. Rodney's going to do, and Rodney's been on the radio with us. He's going to do turkey.
Oh, good.
And Kyle is going to do whitetail.
Yeah.
And they're going to talk about different guns to use and so on, different calibers. Remember, we got the change down here and so on. So we're going to have those 3 workshops. We'll run, all 3 of them will run at 10, at 12, and at 2. So there'll be 3 times that they can catch, so they could go to all 3 of them during the day if they wanted to. They're going to be 33-minute workshops.
Wow.
Just got to be a little
33
different,
minutes.
don't you?
33 minutes. And then we're cutting them off. But Tim and I are going to be doing the announcements throughout the day, announcing the shows and stuff. There's going to be people there helping you find the stairways and so on to get up to the workshops. And there's going to be the door prize. When you come in, you get the door prize ticket. Put that in the bucket. So there's the door prize from Promotions Unlimited. And then we're also going to be giving away some stuff. We got some 511 gear that we're giving away. We got guns and other gear that's going to be given away throughout the day. All you got to do is fill out the little ticket and put it in the bucket, and you get drawn.
Okay, let me ask you something real quick on 511. I had yesterday 3 different groups of people come in that have been listening to the radio, wanted to know if 511 is open.
On Saturday, not yet.
Okay.
During the week, 9 to 5, over at 511 East A Street.
Yep.
That's Telerad, and that's where that's located. 511 East A Street.
Oh, it's Telerad is the company they got to look for.
Telerad is the company. 511 East A Street, and they've got a full showroom floor for all the gear. They're a full-line dealer, premium dealer for 511.
What's their business hours again?
9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Perfect.
And they're right now. I just talked to Micah. There's a few things that got to happen over the next few weeks and so on, but he's looking at setting up some Saturday hours.
Good.
So that'll be cool if they're able to get that rolling.
Yeah.
But it's the 511 gear. When you start using that gear, you're going to find out how quality it is. Triple
have to
stitching
check it
and all
out.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Check it out right here, man. I got it on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Now the listeners can't see that, but we got our concealed carry pockets and all that good stuff, and we got you didn't see them until
He's pulling out candy out of it instead of firearms.
I was waiting for a pistol. And there was
You thought I was gonna pull a
Romos.
pistol
I keep
out.
thinking he's going to pull a pistol out. No, there's candy. Yeah. Waiting for a bottle of water to come out of one.
I'm the candy man. Well, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk about the Ruger 204, but there's a special event from the DNR going on this weekend. When we come back, we're going to tell you what it is. Farmers Co-op Elevator in Hudsonville is your food plot headquarters with over 40 different seed varieties to choose from, providing in-house soil testing as well as fertilizers, lime, and equipment to plant, maintain, and get maximum performance out of your food plot. Visit the Farmers Co-op at 3302 Prospect Street in Hudsonville. For a complete list of products and services, check them out online at fcelevator.com. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We'll be back here shortly on The Outdoor Show. Welcome back to the Outdoor Show, brought to you by Powder Horn Guns and Archery for all your arrow knocking, gun cocking, fish hooking, flag waving, stand up and sing, God bless America hunting and fishing needs. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We're back, ready to answer your questions right here on the Outdoor Show.
You got into that one today.
I did.
I was impressed.
I like that one. I'm kind of excited because it's free fishing weekend.
Absolutely.
Now, I know the weather's not conducive to driving down the road, but with the cold weather we've had, it's definitely conducive to ice fishing.
You bet.
Oh, yeah.
There's events going on at all the state parks or many of the state parks throughout the state, and it's the free fishing weekend today and tomorrow. You don't have to have a license. You do have to follow the rules,
Oh, yes.
though.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you just can take as many as you want.
You bet.
But, I often think about that. Pan fishing, we've done plenty of that, ice fishing and so on, but walleye through the ice. Through the ice.
Yeah.
Now, if you get a membership with the West Michigan Walleye Club, for $30, you get into every tournament they have throughout the year. And what we counted them up last week, was it 9 tournaments?
9, but one was a kids tournament.
Yes.
So, yeah, 8 tournaments.
8 tournaments for adults, and then the kids tournament over at Hardy and so on. And yes, I keep saying we don't know the count, but that's because we want you to go to westmichiganwaleyeclub.org and check it out so that you can find out all by yourself. You know, we play dumb sometimes. Sometimes we're not playing
for
dumb,
some,
but sometimes we
I
are.
didn't think he was playing.
Anyway, West Michigan Walleye Club, it's a premier club to go and learn, because when you enter those tournaments, you don't have to pay any extra additional fee. There's no big cash payout, but there's the winners telling you how they did it. So it's major learn for $30 a year.
Yeah.
Plus you get your MUCC membership at the same time. And then you're hanging out with people who like to fish walleye.
That's a meal at McDonald's for me one time.
and they have other activities throughout the year that you can get into as well. So I gotta say, West Michigan Walleye Club it's an awesome club, and everybody's heard. People who listen to us all the time. Jim Brandt's been on here, and look at all the things we've given for tips and tricks and talked about, and he's fun to have on the radio too.
Oh yeah,
just like Bob.
Oh yeah, lots of fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Ruger 204.
Yeah.
What Ruger came up with this round?
Yeah, just like 357 SIG or other rounds that are developed, commercialized by a factory. Ruger, what they did is they took a 222 Remington mag and they somewhat improved it. They sharpened the shoulder to 30 degrees, moved it forward slightly, and blew the case out. So it's a improved cartridge. So 204 Ruger is proprietary, and they came out with it.
So when you hear of 204s, which you hear of quite a bit, they're all 204 Rugers?
If someone throws out the term 204, it's assumed you're talking 204 Ruger. Now, there's...
And for people that don't know, 204, it's 0.204 of an inch. That's the diameter of the bullet or the round that comes out.
Yeah, 20 caliber.
Yeah, just so people know.
Yeah, yep. Based off the 222 Remington mag cartridge case. And they improved the dimensions of it when they came up with the 204 Ruger. The thing came out in 2004 is when they introduced it to come out with it. And it'll take a factory round, 32 grain bullet, and it'll push it at 4,225 feet per second.
4,225 feet per second.
That's factory ammo, off the shelf.
Jeez.
So if you go pick up their 32 Hornadays 32 grain load for a 204, it's moving out pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Be a little varmint destructor.
Oh yeah.
Now, is that something, being a 20 caliber?
Yep.
Is that something that someone can have that rifle for varmint hunting, but then can they use that rifle for deer hunting?
Not deer. No, it's
they cannot use that
too
for deer
small
hunting.
of a caliber.
Yep.
Too small. What's our limit on the deer hunting?
22, isn't it?
In Michigan,
Centerfire.
You can't use a 22 centerfire in Michigan
you
on
can't?
deer.
I was going to say, I didn't think so.
No.
Can't use your 223s?
No.
Really?
You've been using it for how many years? Are we live?
Well, no, are we? I know that the pistol cartridges, I think we're down to 35 caliber.
Yeah, but it's got to be 1.16 inch case length.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's the new firearm zone down here thing.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking about.
I'm talking about pistol calibers.
Yeah.
Isn't it minimum pistol is 35?
Yeah.
I don't have the guide in front of me right now, so the numbers I want to make sure
Yeah,
we're
if
getting.
I remember right from looking it over, it was
but
35.
now with the rifle, there's a limit to the minimum caliber.
Oh yeah, yeah. In Michigan, I don't know exactly what it is. If it's well, you can use 257, so 25 caliber is legal. 243s are legal.
I'm trying to Google it. I think 223. I think they passed that law a couple of years ago.
Well, 25-06, I know you get to 25
Yep,
caliber.
that's 25 caliber.
Yep.
You can use
Your
that.
243s are a 24 caliber.
24, so we're down to 24.
Yep.
Do
6
I get a
millimeters
23?
good.
Is there a 23?
I don't think you can go much lower than 6 millimeter, to tell you the truth.
Well, we'll have to check on that. But now the speed of this round.
Yeah, it's moving out fast. It's
That's
got
really moving.
Flat trajectory. And here's this little something.
What's the weight of our bullet?
32 grain.
32 grain.
That's the one where they're pushing at 4225.
Is that kind of minimal bullet weight for it?
Yeah, there's a heavier load than that.
Okay.
And I just printed off some ballistics. I like crunching ballistic numbers.
Right.
And something you probably never thought about doing was comparing a 204 Ruger to a Magnum cartridge. Ballistically, if you compare a 204 Ruger to a 223 Winchester super short Magnum,
Yep.
Two totally different cartridges. Case capacity is totally different, but you will get downrange at 400 yards for energy on a 223 super short Magnum. You're at 486 foot-pounds of energy. At 400 yards with a 204 Ruger, you're at 533 foot-pounds of energy.
Wow.
So you're comparing a sub-caliber, 20 caliber, to the Magnum.
Right.
So it's a performer. It gets out there and it shoots flat.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
And those are both compared ballistically using 40 grain BMAX bullets. The super short Magnum's pushing 4,500, and the 204 was pushing 3,950.
Boy, those are some fast loads.
So yeah,
Oh.
I mean they're just flat, laser flat.
Yeah. Have you fired that 223 short mag?
I don't have a 223. I've got a 25
Okay.
Winchester super short Magnum, and that's fast.
That's fast, huh?
Yeah, I worked up a hand load at 3,600 feet per second, and that thing doesn't drop out to 500. I'm trying to think. I might get 10 inches of drop, or 8 to 10 inches.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Sighted that in at what?
I think I zeroed it at 200.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it moves out pretty good.
Yeah. What grain bullet you shooting out of that?
That's the 75 grain VMAX.
Big max.
Yeah.
Heck, that'd be a decent hunting one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 25 caliber.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
I take that out in the woods deer hunting and stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't use the 75s. I'll put the 120s in
Yeah.
there for deer.
What does that 257 Weatherby? That's about a 4,000 foot a second gun, isn't it?
I think so. I don't have ballistics in front of me.
Yeah. I've seen somebody use that for whitetail, and that's a
Yeah, and the thing about Weatherby,
distant shooter.
the whole Roy Weatherby scenario was that guy was into super high velocity.
Mm-hmm.
He had the school of thought of energy, downrange energy, and impact with high velocity is going to take down game.
No kidding.
And I just read an article on that, on how effective it is when you get downrange and your energy levels are up and your velocity's up. It's devastating. And Roy Weatherby was a master at doing that. All his Magnum cartridges
Yeah.
do that.
Yep.
The 240 Weatherby mag, same thing.
Real quick, I found a blog post that that's talking about the 223
Yeah.
being used.
Oh,
Now, I can't say this is right, but it says one of the statements here, the regs state, the regulations state, and this is asking about Michigan. The regulations state that any caliber greater than .22 is legal to hunt deer. So, with a .223 being greater than .22, does make it legal to hunt deer with in the past. Okay? So, or in the past. Oh, no, I read into the next sentence.
Oh, okay.
In the past, he was going to say something else.
Yeah, I think in the past you weren't allowed to, and I think they passed the law that it was .22 center fire or bigger, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I was pretty sure when you said about the 223 that some people do use a 223 to hunt deer.
A lot of people do.
Now, the 204 would be
Would
too
not be.
small.
Yep.
yes, that's
Right.
20. It's going the other way.
Yep.
And, you know, you look at the 25-06 and things, that's going to be a much higher downrange hit
Yeah. Well, yeah.
than what a
A lot,
223
yeah,
is,
terminal
right?
Right.
The terms, they're not there all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Well, 25-06 is based off the 30-06.
Right.
Case capacity is a lot greater for powder.
Okay.
223 is a lot smaller. So obviously you're going to have more energy and velocity out of a 25-06.
See, that 25-06 is an actual 30-06 casing, correct?
It's
Just neck down?
That's it. There's no changes.
No
It's got
kidding.
a 28-degree shoulder on it, slight taper to the body. You could actually improve it and really get it
Oh, yeah,
rocking, but
yeah.
that's another story.
Well, that's a good shooting gun.
Yeah.
But I know my buddy went from the 30-06 to the 25-06 because it's much flatter shooting.
Yes.
Because he went out west and he did that because that 25-06 can get him more distance,
Yep.
flatter than what the 30-06 could.
Yep.
Yes.
Because out west you got a lot larger distances to
absolutely.
shoot.
Yep.
And that's great for deer-sized animals.
yeah.
You
Yep.
could probably even push it a little further, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
That's a bummer that the 204 wouldn't be with that kind of speed.
Well, yeah, I don't think it just has enough kinetic energy
Yeah.
to, if you hit
At the
bone
end.
and mass like that on a deer,
Okay.
I don't think it would do the job.
now,
Because it's only 32 grain, you said?
Well,
32.
32 to 40 grain.
Yeah.
Okay.
now, with you knowing, obviously a lot more about that 204 than me, how's wind drift with that?
Not too bad. I
Really?
think
Because
I've
of those
got
speeds?
Yeah, like let's go out to 400 yards. It's only going to drift like 14 inches, and this is probably figured with probably 10-mile-an-hour crosswind.
Okay.
So
What
it's
about at
not bad.
200?
At 200, it drifts 3.3.
Okay. So compared to the
compared to the Magnum, which at 200 drifts 4.1.
Oh, it's
and
drifting more with the
and
mag.
at 400 is 18.8. So it actually drifts less than the Magnum.
No kidding. How does that work? Same bullet and
Well,
everything?
it's all
Well, the
ballistic
wind comes
coefficient of the
along.
bullet.
No kidding.
Yeah,
The
how
wind
bullet's
comes along
constructed.
and it pushes.
Oh, Tom. Oh.
Hey, we got to take a short break. The Outdoor Show is brought to you by Advantage Marine in Zeeland with competitive prices and personalized service to meet all your needs. Repair, storage, winterizing, parts, and more. Call Advantage Marine in Zeeland at 616-748-9235 or stop in and see Dave at 8755 Riley Street in Zeeland. That's at the corner of 88th and Riley on the northeast side of Zeeland. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We'll be back here shortly on the Outdoor Show. Welcome back to the Outdoor Show, brought to you by MOA Gunsmithing, exclusive dealer for Leatherwood and Hilux optics and 300 below cryogenics freezing, as well as firearms repairs specializing in Mauser rifle custom work and restoration. MOA Gunsmithing is your accuracy headquarters for target and varmint shooting. Visit knowyourzero.com for rifle builds, accuracy tests, and product reviews. Call 616-502-3374. MOA Gunsmithing, right on, dead on, all the time.
I like that.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
do
like
too.
that ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You bet. Now,
Well, I can't take claim to that. Bob wrote it and gave it to me.
good, good.
All I can do is take claim to
But
MOA
now-
Gunsmithing. Right on, dead on, all the time.
There you go.
Yeah. Good.
Now, last time we had you on here, Bob, you had a bunch of Tom's firearms with you.
Yes.
And we talked about really, dismantling them and taking them
Yeah.
apart. Did
Oh.
you do that for us?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
How do they shoot, Tom?
I don't know yet. You're scaring me.
I shaved the fire pins down a few thousand to
There you
keep us
go.
all safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The actually, I looked at. I didn't get a chance to shoot him because it's too darn cold.
Come on.
Oh, my goodness.
This is awesome weather for shooting. Get the Wildcats out there.
Yeah,
the
your
barrels
barrel
don't
won't
heat
heat
up.
up.
It's wonderful. You can really get some hot rounds down there and not worry about pressure.
Tom, you can have your coffee when you do it to warm you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Your hand warmer.
It'll probably
problem-
fog your scope up with the steam.
Yeah.
from the coffee.
The problem comes in when I got my Carhartts on. I got
Oh,
my
yeah.
big bushy coat on. You can put the gun in the vise, all that stuff.
For a big
But I
guy,
can't
we got to man you up
I
a little.
can't get my finger in the trigger guard with my deer mittens on. You gonna go shooting this weather today?
I probably won't today because it's 25-mile-an-hour winds, but tomorrow, oh, yeah. The winds will be down.
Yeah, because the wind's gonna die
and
down.
I'll bust out that big old 22-284 and
It's gonna be really cold tomorrow.
that's
And
okay.
we're going to disintegrate
Yeah,
bullets.
9 degrees is good.
I'm gonna wear my Arctic mucks.
Man. Man.
Why do you think I fall asleep in a deer stand, Tim?
Yeah.
I'm warm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't tell me you haven't ever done that.
Fall asleep in a deer blind? I don't think I've been awake in one. That's my time to catch up.
So
Do you see that buck? No.
so we got the 204,
Yep.
which is awesome, but we can't use it for deer hunting.
Right.
Okay. And
And that would be a fun kid gun, too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
For
Yep.
going out there with zero recoil and all
Yep.
that.
Yep. Recoil is really low. I mean, you're going to have some recoil on there, but it's going to be minimal.
Yeah.
But it's mainly a varmint coyote cartridge.
so we could use that for woodchucks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because we got some pretty long fields by me, and
Yep.
to get those woodchucks, either you got to trap them or you got to take a long shot.
Yep. And the VMAX expansion on those horny VMAX is awesome.
Oh, yeah. That's fun to shoot prairie dogs
Yeah,
with.
you start pushing velocity with a VMAX and it's explosive.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are awesome.
As long as you don't
bullets.
push it too far that it disappears.
Yeah, right. If you start pushing them too fast and overspinning them, then they will disintegrate.
We talked about that during the break, folks. That's why I'm
Yeah.
bringing it up.
Yeah.
That's more
I
more
didn't-
impressive to me
Oh,
than
yeah.
I didn't
actually
realize you
accuracy.
could push them that fast.
I had no
Oh, yeah.
clue.
Yes,
I
you
just
can.
had no idea.
Yep. If you want to start pushing bullets to extreme accuracy or extreme velocity, you better switch over to like the Barnes solid coppers.
Okay.
So that's starting to come out with all the California lead ban and all that.
Oh, yeah, yep,
So
yep.
they're making solid copper or brass bullets. You can't spin them or push them fast enough to damage them, but they still expand and they have good exit wound damage for game for
okay.
clean kills. But
Yep.
they are almost indestructible to try to overspin and push too fast velocity wise.
But the lead with a copper jacket, We can spin those fast enough?
Yeah. You start getting into the high 4s, 4,500, and you start getting the copper pretty hot on the jacket, and they'll disintegrate. They'll turn to a puff of smoke.
Okay, I wasn't sold on the Wildcat loads until now. Now I want to disintegrate bullets.
Yeah. Don't get me started on
I
Wildcats.
don't even want to
'cause-
know about hitting targets. I just want to see that little puff you talk about.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh,
go
yeah.
get a high-speed camera, and we're gonna fire bullets fast enough so that we can make them disintegrate.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a fun conversation. How accurate is it? Don't know. It's never made it
Yeah,
to the
there's
target.
a bunch of little, looks like number 6 shot on the target.
It moves fast though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like speed. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pushing them bullets fast.
So what are we gonna do over at the Holland Gun and Knife Show, Bob?
Well, we're going to have some displays set up, and I guess we're going to be on stage with a bunch of other vendors.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna
And
be on
kinda
stage?
displaying our the things we have to offer, and you can come talk to us.
Bob said that you could take his 22-284, play with the scope a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whittle your
I
name
did.
in the
Just start
stock.
cranking the scope.
Is this how this works? All right, don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. You gonna have any giveaways?
Yeah, I am. Matter of fact, like for the show today, for all the varmint and predator hunters, I've got a Predator Quest 6x24x50 varmint scope. It's made by Simmons, but it's endorsed by Les Johnson off the Predator Quest show. You can see it on YouTube and everything. And those were offered, and he endorsed them. I'm going to give one of those away. It's awesome for a varmint rig. It's set up for long range shooting, and it's got side parallax adjustment. Very nice. 30 millimeter tube, reticle stabilizer. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
Well, let me understand. 6x24x50. Is
Yep.
that 6 to 24 magnification?
Yes.
And then a 50-yard field of view.
50 millimeter objective bell on the end, so it's
Oh, that's
for gathering
different.
light.
Okay. So it's not like a field of view.
Nope.
Okay.
The field of view all varies. When you're at 6 power, it's increased. When you're at 24 power, your field of view decreases.
Right.
The 50 millimeter bell allows more light transition to inner early dusk,
Okay.
dawn kind of
Okay.
situation.
Yep.
Doesn't that with the 30 millimeter tube as well?
Well, nope. That's a misconception.
Okay.
The 30 millimeter tube has nothing to do with light gathering capabilities. All it has to do with increased elevation and windage adjustments.
Oh, really?
So you go to a larger main tube, and it allows the erector tube to move
More.
a greater distance.
So for your long distance guns, it's better to have a 30 millimeter.
Yeah, and I'm starting to transition. I don't hardly buy many 1-inch tubes. I'm actually looking into 34 millimeter main tubes because adjustment is crazy. When you got to start pushing out to 800 yards plus, you want to have a lot of click adjustments.
Yeah.
So you don't have to use, shimmed bases or that kind of stuff to get out there. So the tubes have nothing to do with gathering light.
No kidding.
Yep.
Boy, that was an old wise tale, though, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Everybody thought 30 millimeter tubes gather more light. The bell gathers the light. 32 millimeter objective bell on the end compared to a 50. A 50 will gather more light. It's
If
a bigger
anybody's
area.
lost about the bell end, it's the muzzle end of the scope.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you're lost about it, come talk to Bob next weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the Holland's original Gun and Knife Show.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's when the doors are open. Over at the Holland Civic Center, 50 West 9th Street. Right? But is it west or east?
west.
That'd be
That's
west.
It's that far. It's got to be west.
Yeah. Or west of river.
Yeah, but I don't know where the cutoff east and west is not river. It's
Ray, call us. He'll know.
yeah, Ray. We're
Yeah.
saying hi, Ray.
Yeah.
Just like you wanted.
Turn that sidewalk plow down and let us know. My truck better be in one piece.
Yeah, he's got us buried in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plowed us all in.
Well, Bob drives, something that looks kind of like mine too. So maybe I'll get lucky
Oh,
and he'll
yeah.
think yours is mine.
Plowed you in.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Holland's Original Gun and Knife Show, we're going to be there next weekend. We're going to broadcast live. We're going to have Big B Coffee and Hot Cocoa from 8 a.m. to 9:30. Doors open at 9 a.m. If you want to get your admission covered, buy or renew your NRA membership on that morning. And then, or that day, during the day, at any point, you'll be able to get in the show. We'll cover your entry fee into the show. We've got a lot of giveaways and other things for folks, guns and gear. And we're going to have the workshops, brand new this year. Got 3 of them, 3 time slots for people to get to. So make sure you head on out to the Holland's Original Gun and Knife Show, Saturday, February 21, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just got the text message from the Ray Bean.
Oh, yeah.
He says Central is the divider.
Oh,
Central is the divider. Okay,
I
so it
said
would
the
be
divider.
west then, 50
Yep.
west.
Yep.
So I did say it right. It just all of a sudden after I said it,
Yeah.
I thought River's not the divider. Central's the divider. So,
That's what he said. So
Well,
if
we're
it's
set-
wrong, go to Ray
hey,
Bean.
hey, that's right. If it's wrong,
Stop
go to
at
Ray.
the store. I'll give you address, phone numbers, whatever you need.
Talk to you next week right here on the Outdoor Show.
Thanks, Bob.
Yep, no problem.